All right, what's gang? It's like 12:36 in the morning. You know, it's 12:36 in the morning. I'm tired. I got school tomorrow. But you know what? I had to get some homework done editing this video for you guys. You know, I came home late from the shop. So, you know, it is what it is. I told you guys we hopping on that grind. The grind don't stop. I told you guys pushing out videos every other day. I'm trying for you guys, especially on these haircut tutorials. I got to get me a hand mirror for these wave for these wave videos as well. So stay tuned on that. But you know, let me show you guys what I'm doing right now. Let me show you guys. Hold on. So right here, you know, I got over here, you know, I'm editing. You know, just finished this tutorial for you guys. You know, hard work don't stop. I got baby girl over there. You know, she sleep. You know, she try to stay up. She try to stay up through it. You know, I A for effort. You already know how it is. A for effort for baby girl. You already know. But you know what, guys? In this haircut tutorial, it was a walk-in, all right? And I could tell that he was growing out his hair for a long time. You know, he was, I don't know what he was trying to do with his hair, but he came in, he was like, hey, cut it all down, bro. I want it all cut down to wavelength. But, hey, I know you see I'm thinning on the top. So, hey, do you mind, leaving a little bit more on the top just to give the illusion that it's thicker? I said, hey, bro, I got you. I feel like we achieved that. You know, he was really happy with the result of this haircut. So, yeah, it is a little bit longer video, but I'm telling you guys will learn a lot, especially because I talked through the whole entire lineup, really walking you guys through this lineup because this lineup was tough, but I'm telling you, we got it together. So, you know what? Yeah, let's just stop wasting time, guys, and let's just go ahead and get into this video. Alright, what's gang? So right here we go ahead with my one guard all the way open, and right there I was locating that crown, you know, because I do not want to take that crown in the wrong direction. You take that crown in the wrong direction, you just destroyed this haircut. You ain't even started on the fading process yet. So you really want to locate that crown so you don't take that in the wrong direction. But right here, you know, I'm making sure I'm taking down all this hair, making sure it's all even. Now when it comes to this top, he said, hey man, I'm starting to thin on the top. I do want my hair like shorter, you know, and to look even, but I just want that illusion, you know, that I'm not thinning that much. He said, I know it's still going to show a little bit, but he said, I don't want it to show that much. So I said, bro, I got you. So I'm going to show you guys how I take care of that. Alright, so I told you guys, I'm going to show you guys how I took care of that. So here I took my 1.5 guard, and I think I started with the lever open, I think, or it might be closed. And you know what, I just started going over that top, you know, just took a guard size higher, just so, you know, we could kind of, you know, give them that illusion, you know, that it is a little bit, you know, thicker on top when it really isn't. It's thinner. You know, it's all about solving these problems for your client, because when you solve these problems, that's when you get your clients to come back to you, because you're able to do something that no other barber has been able to try to do. Alright, I'm calling some of y'all barbers out on this step right here, because a lot of y'all don't be doing this, man. It really be messing y'all up, because, you know, when your client go home and starts brushing his hair into place, the haircut don't look the same. And he gonna notice, because, you know, the haircut isn't gonna last as long because you didn't prep your canvas. You gotta prep your canvas to make sure, you know, that this blend comes out the exact way every single time he brushes his hair into place, and it makes the haircut last longer, and it makes your value go up as a barber. Alright, so right here I go ahead with my trimmers, and I'm setting in my first ball guideline. Now usually now I would set it in with my trimmers, but this is a little bit earlier video, so this is when I still set it with my trimmers. But your trimmers work too if you prefer to use those. You know, anything you put it in with, you could take it out with. All right, so right here, he wanted, a low ball taper. So, I felt like, a slight burst would be, a lot better on his head type. So I go ahead and arch that line and balled it out underneath. All right, so right here I'm going in with my shavers just so I can add a little bit more of a transition, making sure I do not go up to the line I set in with my trimmers. All right, so now it's time to go ahead and get into this fade. So right here I got my wall coiler seniors all the way open, and I'm going up about a half an inch, really making sure that I'm combing. You guys see that I'm putting in a lot of comb work. I'm laying that hair back down so that I can get as most of an even guideline as possible. As you guys can see, prepping the canvas, combing everything down. But now I go ahead and go in my one guard all the way open. Same thing, same consistent guidelines as like I said in with the lever open. I go ahead and I just keep this on about a half an inch, making sure I'm still combing. You guys cannot forget to comb through your fades. I'm trying to tell you guys, if you guys are not combing or brushing, it doesn't matter if you got a comb or a brush in your hand, you got to be using it, because if you is not using that brush or you ain't using that comb, your fades is not going to come out blurry. They're going to have a whole bunch of dark spots because you didn't want to go ahead, take the time to go ahead and brush that hair down so you can get a nice even guideline. Alright, so I was going into this haircut with caution, so I wanted to see where this hair was at. So I went in with my two clothes, just really knocking down any bulk, kind of preparing it for my 1.5 guard. Alright, so when it comes to this step right here, I feel like a lot of beginner barbers must be skipping this step, or being too afraid to go up, or whatever it is going up with your 1.5 guard and you really knocking out that guideline that you set in with your one guard all the way open. That line is faint, but that's why you gotta have some pretty good lighting, some decent lighting. If you don't got decent lighting, you better go ahead and go buy a headlight at Home Depot or Menards or something, because you gotta have some lighting to be able to see that line that you made with your one guard all the way open and being able to knock that line out. I've been seeing that way too much on Instagram, and you beginner barbers. You really gotta train this eye to make sure that we can see these guidelines so we're able to knock these out and keep our fades blurred. Alright, so right here I'm going in with extreme caution because the density levels in my guy's head right here is kind of everywhere. Okay, so I really want to make sure that I'm setting up myself for this half guard, because I do not want to mess up this taper. So I got my one guard all the way closed, really just flicking at that line, not attacking it too hard, because again I kind of just wanted this fade to just kind of flow into place. That's why right here with my half guard all the way open, I'm starting to just flick away at that line. I really just want that fade to just fall in the way I want it to. I don't want to force it though. I really just want this fade to come to me. That's how I get that nice smooth taper. But you guys will see me use a lot of corners. I'm just attacking certain spots because the hair is stubborn in some areas, and like I said, that's just the density and just the way the different directions his hair is going. So I just gotta attack at a precise angle so I can get this fade together. Alright, so right here I go in with my lever all the way closed, and I'm flicking away at that line that I set in with my trimmers. I'm really trying to get this line together, and when it comes to this line, guys, I've learned to just kind of flick at that line and move past it. You could do a little bit of lever play if that line's really standing out and you're starting to raise that line, lever play a little bit, but do not stare at this taper too long. You go ahead, line it up, let the line reveal some spots, because sometimes you might think that there's a spot but there's really not, and sometimes the bulk can help you if it doesn't affect you, you know what I'm saying? So You just really want to go in, you know, don't try to fade too much, because when you start fading too much, that's when you start overthinking and you start raising stuff higher when there was really nothing wrong with it in the first place. But right here, same steps with the side, you know, it's just a little bit smaller space to work with. I'm just following the same, you know, arch that I, you know, set in with my trimmers, and my lever's all the way open right here, going up about a 1/2 inch. Alright, so now I'm going up with my one guard all the way open. I told you guys, same steps. I ain't changing my steps for nothing right now. I'm keeping same steps, same consistency. The only thing is I gotta pay attention to how his hair is growing. You guys can see that when I get down to the taper, like it grows more on the top of his head, you know, downwards. But then when it gets down to the taper area, you start seeing it's growing towards more his ears. So I gotta angle that clipper, so I'm making sure I'm going against the grain. So you guys gotta pay attention to these hair patterns, or you will not get an even guideline. Alright, so now we're done with the guidelines. Now it's time to go ahead and start getting to this real fade. So right here, I close my lever, and really I'm opening my lever. I'm opening and closing it because I'm just hitting certain spots. The reason why I'm not just going in and using my full blades, because I don't got that much space to work with. I'm in a condensed space. This ain't no back taper, you know. I'm right here. I'm in this small space, so I gotta just hit certain areas. Alright guys, my camera ended up cutting off when I was taking out that bottom guideline and that other side of the taper, so I apologize for that. But you know what, this haircut tutorial wasn't really about the you know, the taper or the blend. It was more about this lineup. This lineup is something that, you know, it's not the most picture perfect canvas you gonna have, but you know what, as barbers, you know, we kind of gotta work with what we got. You ain't gonna get the most perfect canvases all the time that walk through your shop, but you really gotta make sure every single one feels like an Instagram model, because that's how you build your clientele. Making somebody feel like, giving somebody that feel that no other barber could do. And that's really why you know, I really like barbering, is because I get to make people feel like, have a feeling that they ain't never felt like before. And you know what, with this client, I could definitely see it in his eye. The way he said that he liked that cut, it was like you could see it in his eye, like, yo, this is the best cut I ever had. And you know what, that's like the best feeling for me. That's why, you know, I love barbering so much, because I feel like I impact people's personality. I feel like I impact people in a positive way just by giving them a haircut, just giving somebody that different feel, that different confidence about themselves. And as you guys can see, I started in the middle, worked my way to one side, then I'll go ahead and match that side to the other side. And honestly, when I started setting up my vertical bars first, it really just outlines my haircuts, you know, making sure that my haircuts are straight every single time. Back when I used to never set up my vertical bars first, my hairlines were low-key like a hit or a miss. It was like, you know, sometimes, you know, they'd be like perfect and symmetrical, and sometimes they just be like, you know, an okay lineup, you know, like something that was like, you know, they ain't gonna say nothing, but if a barber sees that, he's like, man, low-key that could be way crispier type thing. So right here, you know, I'm keeping his C-cup nice and, you know, natural. And I can't stress keeping a lineup natural, you know, how important that actually is, you know, like, because when their hair starts to grow in and you push them back, that haircut isn't gonna last more than a week, because that hair already started growing back and it ain't gonna look like nice no more. You know, when you keep a lineup natural, it's gonna last at least 2 weeks. And every single one of my clients say that. They say, yo, this haircut low-key lasts me 2 weeks. And some of them even say it lasts them longer, because I keep everything nice and consistent and natural. But right here, you definitely don't want to push back that neckline. You know, you definitely want to keep that neckline nice and sharp, and making sure that you don't push that client back. And you know what, when it came to, you know, that neckline, you know, I did notice that he had some indents in his head, so it did make it a little bit more challenging. But you know what, I definitely just keep the same consistency, using the corner of my blade when it comes to around that ear. As you guys can see, I'm definitely working that C cup right now, making sure that I got a nice C motion, and also making sure I, again, keep it natural. As you guys can see, using the corner of that blade and then going straight down, making sure that that back, you know, line stays very, very natural. Right here, you know, I always told you guys, you know, that line reveals things in your blend that you might not want to, that you might not see in a moment. You know, that it might look blurry in one moment, you put a line on it, you see a whole bunch of imperfections, and you go ahead and you go right back in and start hitting them areas. Don't be afraid to go back and touch up your blend. Don't think that the client gonna be like, oh man, he must have messed me up or something like that. No, your clients will appreciate it. They do notice you are spending, you know, a little bit extra time on their hair, and they do notice, and it makes them want to come back because they know that you're doing the most in your power to really keep them crispy. And right here, we enhancing this cut, man. Don't knock the enhancements, man. Don't knock it, because I'm telling you guys, this client right here, I could tell he ain't had a full lineup in a minute. And when he saw he had a full lineup, man, I could see the look all over his face, man. It made him feel good to have that nice sharp lineup that he ain't ever had, you know. But the haircut looked clean before we even enhanced it. You guys can't lie on the haircut. The haircut looked very clean before we put the enhancements. It's just the enhancements just gave it a little bit more of that pop, a little more of that flavor. So right here, I'm going ahead, stretching that skin, and I'm really just using that razor. That razor, nothing gets closer than that razor. There should never be a barber that ain't using a razor. If you ain't using a razor as a barber right now, you need to go ahead, go to Sally's, do something, and get a razor. I got this razor at Sally's. I don't even remember how much it was, but I'll tell you guys right now, I got that thing at Sally's. So hey, if you're a barber and you ain't using no razor, go to Sally's, get a razor, and get some razors, and start using the straight razor, man, because I'm telling you guys that the straight razor takes your haircut to the next level. You definitely want to make sure you're stretching that skin though, so you don't nick them. And I'm still scoping that, you know, C motion right there, making sure that everything is nice and crispy, and making sure that he in there, you know what I'm saying? So right here, I'm going in the back, neck, you know, just making sure I'm getting every single part of this haircut, not missing nothing. I want to make sure that everything stays as crispy as possible. This is how I get my haircuts and my lines to last, you know, 2 weeks and longer. It's because I take this little extra time to make sure I'm using this razor, getting that line as close as possible. So right here, I'm going in with some pomade, laying that hair down. You know, I'm telling you guys, I'm using that Remix by Rico pomade, and it's that mango avocado. I'm telling you guys, man, every single one of my clients love the smell. They love how it just, you know, how it's all natural and everything. I only use all natural products in my clients' hair. I like taking care of my clients' hair, educating my clients on their hair, making sure that they understand the importance of hair care. You know, I feel like as a YouTuber who teaches people hair care and then soon body care and men's care, I feel obligated to educate my clients, making sure that they know the things that they could do to take care of themselves, take care of their hair, just take care of their face. Even when a client comes in with pimples all over their face, I try to educate on them. So as you guys can see, you know, this is, you know, we doing a little bit slow motion, you know, cleaning our canvas off. I'm telling you guys, hey, barbers that ain't not dusting their clients off of their pictures, y'all need to go ahead and start doing that. Y'all need to go ahead and start doing that. Dusting your clients off, making sure that your clients are dust off of that picture. We do not want to see no hair on their face, on their neck when you taking their pictures. Alright, Woods gang, so this is the cut, and if you guys liked it, don't forget to tell me what you guys thought about it down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. If you guys got any tips or tricks for me as well, don't forget to leave those down in the comments as well. But again, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Let me help me help you, help me help me help you. But you know what? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well so you can get notified. But this is Woods, and I'm out.